There's a couple of products out there in the industry that we just take for granted. The Shure SM58 microphone, an industry standard, and everyone knows one or has used one or has sung through one, even if you don't own one, maybe at an open mic night. The Fender Stratocaster guitar. You've either wanted one, or you've got a copy of one, or you've played on one. Maybe you do like it, maybe you don't like it, but you know exactly what it is, and more importantly, what it sounds like. Well, I don't like making predictions on this channel, but I am making a prediction now. There's a product that just got released that by this Christmas, I think every guitarist, whether you're an acoustic player, a bassist, or an electric player, you're going to want and have on your pedal board, but also in the coming years, it's going to be a pedal that everyone knows. And the pedal I'm talking about is this pedal. This is the Valeton GP5, and it is USB powered at the moment, but you can power it normally. And it is absolutely tiny, and it's a complete and total powerhouse. So, in the box, which is really tiny, let's just zoom in there, shall we? The box is really small, it's really nice and compact, and as we open this up, a little bit of foam there, let's get rid of that. And then it literally is the pedal and a little bit of instruction, and the instruction just gives you information about how to use it, and you've got the pedal. I mean, it's the simplest unboxing ever. Valeton have been making leaps and bounds in the guitar effects world, and this little pedal is going to change the game because it's absolutely tiny, but the power inside it is incredible. To put this into context, for those who want the power of this is the GP200X, but you just want to press a button and a preset turns on that you've designed or you've downloaded, it's exactly what this little bad boy's for. I mean, look at the difference. Where this gets really interesting is the app. This is where you can customize all the different presets, just like you would on one of the bigger Valeton effects processors, and there's a couple of customizations inside as well. So to set this up, I've got a device here. At the moment, it's just on Android, but when it comes out, it's going to be available on Android and iOS as well. And when you download the Valeton app, you'll see straight away the GP5 is there as an option. Be aware that this is pre-production software. This could change as it comes out. But what we've got is the GP5 here, and you've got a little eye to tell you about it and tell you what it does. But then you've got this link button. Now to set this up, this is also what this tiny little icon is here. This is Bluetooth. This dial will change the different effects. So as we go through the different effects, it'll change what it is, and that's fine. But if we give it a click, you've got a little mini menu. And we'll get into that later. But what you need to do is hold this down, and this turns the Bluetooth on. You can see it's flashing there. If I now click link on the app, it's going to search for available devices, and straight away it's found it. Give it a click, and we go connect device. Now what we've got is the patches and everything that comes with that patch. This is brilliant because you can go into it, you can change the patch, you can edit it however you want. So we've got this Neo Soul option. So right now we've got, you can see we've got an NR, we've got a pre, a distortion, an amp, a cab, EQ, and reverb. And as you go into each one, I can turn each one on or off. And then you've got what kind it is. So you can see this one is a gate based on the ISP decimator noise gate paddle. If we go into the pre here, let's have a look at this one. This one is based on the C4 knob compressor, but there's loads more you can choose from. And it just carries on like that. And then each one you go into, it can actually change. So with guitar EQ2, we've got there designed for guitars, fine. We've got bass one as well, and we've also got the Mesa Boogie one there. You've got loads, there's mods, there's delay. So let's go into here. We've got absolutely loads here to play with. We've got reverb, and each one, let me just go into, say, the pre, for example. You've then got information about that. You just need to swipe up and you've got sustain, attack, volume, and clip. And then you've got the patch settings. So the patch setting itself, it's basically showing you obviously what we're controlling. And then you've got control settings, which I'll get into in a second. And you've got the preset volume. And you can see now, because I've been playing around with it, I've got a little asterisk next door to Neo Soul. And this is where you can click save. I can go across one to the next one. It says, warning, this preset has been modified. Do you want to save the changes? Okay, we'll save it. We'll save it to preset 1. And I've gone across one to number 2, and it's on number 2. one can control the other. So if I change the preset here, so if I go to number 3, this changes to number 3. If I go to 4, this goes to 4, and you can see very quickly that they're talking to each other. And this means that with your phone and some headphones, then you can actually plug in. Here's the other cool part as well. This output will accept TS and TRS. So you can plug in some headphones directly into the output because it says out/phones. So if you've just got a normal TS and normal guitar jack, that goes into it as well. But then you've got the TRS, I could plug stereo headphones in and practice or set up my presets before the gig. Now what's really cool is when you get into any of these presets, there's a couple of things you can do where you can actually import files. So for example, the NS here, we've got import Snaptone file. If you go to the cab, import IR file. So you can import files into this where you can create your own preset, which is incredible. It doesn't stop there because these 3 little dots at the top, this is where you can import your amp modeling, which is known as NAM or NAM. It has 50 Snaptone presets already, so we can actually go into them, and there's loads here. You can actually let's just add this in. Change it over to UK 100. So you notice when you actually put the Snaptone stuff on, the amp and the cab cross out because you don't need them, because it's kind of simulating that already. Let's go to something else. Let's go to this one. Let's... Wow. And you can import your own file as well. Let's just turn that off. The amps come back on. There we go. And then you can bring in your own file. You just obviously have to have it on your device, and you can airdrop it or Bluetooth it or whatever you need to do. Email it to yourself. And then obviously bring that in. Oh, and by the way, the question is, you can move these around. So I can actually move the order however I want. I know boards that are like £200 to £300 that don't let you do that. This can actually let you change the order on this tiny little pedal. So let's just skip the drums bit for a minute and then we'll go over to global. You can change the input-output of the levels. You've also got no cab mode, so it means that you've got no cab. So I've been playing this as no cab mode because I don't have a cab. I'm plugging directly into this, so it's generating a cab for us. You've got USB settings, you've got record level, Bluetooth record level, and monitor level. Then you've got the foot switch. Now, if I click the foot switch and I just give it one click, it just goes to the next. It goes to the next one. If I then go over to here, I can change this to go 0 to 9. So maybe I've only got the first top 10. I've got A to Z. So if I do it A to Z, what it's going to do now is it's going to go over the top, like the top 3 that I've selected. So I can select the top 3 that I've got, maybe the top 3 that I'm using. Or what I can do is I can go into control. And this is where you can control certain aspects. So we're on preset number 9. You'll notice this has changed now. And we're on preset number 9. On this preset now, which is solo wah, we've got 2 here that are controlled with control, and it's gone red. Do you notice that? So, if I press this, they come on. That's so cool. So you can change this if you want to be a specific thing for presets. So maybe you've got a cool sound and then you want to go into a solo. You can just turn that on the same preset. The downside is if you want to go to a different preset, you're then going to have to use this dial and change it directly yourself. So for example, with this one, we've got the solo Neo again. I've turned the distortion off. I've turned the distortion on. Let's also add on the cab for that, and just we can go. Or we could say no to that, we could say the reverb. It's really cool. The other thing you can do as well is you can actually change the foot switch over to a tuner, but I don't really see the point in that one because if you hold it down, it becomes the tuner anyway. I think a lot of people might actually change it over to the 0 to 9. That gives you 10 presets. So your 10 best presets for the gig. A lot easier to cycle through them with your foot than cycle through 99 of them, or, you know, bending down and playing with a dial. The last thing we've got on the global is factory reset. The next one is manage. So we've got return to home, we've got help, we've got details, we've got data update. So if you want to do a software update. The last one I want to talk to is actually the second one across, which is drums. And this is actually drums that can be sent to your audio device by Bluetooth. So you can actually send drums out by Bluetooth and play along to them if you want to. Now, one cool thing you can do as well is when you click save, it then asks you where do you want to save it and what do you want to call it. So maybe you've created something and you want to save it to a very specific preset number. You can do that. You can actually pick, obviously, where you want to save it. Bear in mind, it will override what's on that patch. So you start off with 50. There's 50 different patches, 0 to 49 for both bass and also guitar. And then you've also carry on and it goes all the way up to 99 presets. So therefore, you've got 100. So 0 to 99. You can then just rename it and the keyboard comes up and you can just type it into your phone or your tablet, whatever you're using. Now, though you've got 99 presets here and you can switch it and move it with this dial, this clicks through to the next one. So it goes 24, 25, 26, 27. What I'd like to see, instead of hold for the tuner, which is really handy by the way, I'd actually like to see maybe a hold to go down or a double tap and it goes down a preset. The reason for this is if you had a preset for the verse and you had a preset for the chorus, that's fine. You go from say 33 to 34. But if you want to go back to 33, you've got to bend down and physically turn this with your hand. There's no way to actually go back down. So I'd like to see a way that this can be changed. So double tap to go down, single tap to go up. That's the only thing about this that I'd really want to change. The other thing is the price, and this little bad boy is going to come in at $79.99. That's US dollars, by the way, and this has got so much power in this tiny little device. The other thing as well that I really like is the fact that it actually can run on USB power. So I've got it actually onto a power brick right now, and this is so easy. For people who are venturing into a guitar effects, you're going to start looking at big processors like the GP200, and then eventually you're going to see this and go, well, I just want presets. I just want the ones that are either pre-made, and I don't want to mess with stuff too much, or I do want to start editing stuff and then just load it into a box that I press a button and it turns on. The GB5 is going to be everywhere. I can guarantee you that now. It's going to be Christmas presents for this year. It's going to be in everyone's wish list. I think it's such a clever idea that Valeton have brought this out, and to have that community to be able to load up IRs, to be able to load up different presets through the app, it makes it so easy to play with, and the next major people who are touring, they're going to be using these. Now yes, it doesn't have extra controls, and yes, it doesn't have an expression pedal. That's why things like the GP200 Junior, the 200X, they still exist. But having an effects processor that you just turn on and then go to the next one and have a tuner, it's an absolute powerhouse. Now, of course, with effects, we also talk about looping. If you haven't seen the video yet for the VLP200, then have a look at that video here. That's Valeton's looper, and that will go perfectly with this.